This is Josh Kidd, and in this video we'll be looking at importing data into HandsOn Connect, and specifically in this video importing organization and contact data into HandsOn Connect. And to do that we'll use the import organizations and contacts or import accounts and contacts tool provided by Salesforce. To show you that, we'll go into Setup, Data Management under Administration Setup, and import accounts contacts. Now before you import data, you're going to need a spreadsheet with all of your data in it. We have on our original files and tune-ups page a template for organization and contact data. I've taken one of those templates and filled some data in, just the bare minimum fields for organization and a few contacts. And you'll notice that all of these organizations, all of these contacts have the same organization data. There's actually only one organization here. And this is fine. This is the way that it should be. And this will actually import only one organization with 3 contacts. The import knows enough to create one organization rather than 3 different ones. So using that data, we'll go to the import wizard for accounts and contacts and start the import. And we have some general instructions on the first page. And then on the second page, we'll select that import file. We will match contacts on name. And this just means if you have 2 contacts with the same name in the file, they'll come in as one record rather than as 2. And then for account matching, we'll do name and site as well. This is what keeps those 3 contacts from coming in as separate organizations and coming in as one organization instead. And then we'll click this button to trigger workflow rules. It's a good thing to do in general when you're importing data. You want those workflow rules triggered because some of them perform important tasks. And choosing the account record type for the import will make it nonprofit because the organization that we're importing here is a nonprofit. If you were importing contacts for a business, you'd want to change that to business, but for now we'll leave it at nonprofit. And hit next. And now we begin mapping fields. And you'll notice here, in most cases, the fields will be mapped for you to start because it will map based on the name of the field. It'll try to map based on the name of the column in your spreadsheet to the name of the field in Salesforce. And you can see we have some problems here. Contact full name is primary contact, and that's not what that should be. That's the primary contact field on the organization, so we'll change that to none. Most of the rest of these look fine. Go to next. And here we get some contact information. And all of this looks fine. Go to next. And here we have the account information. And again, this all looks good. The account should be the organization name. Note that Salesforce uses the old term account when in HandsOn Connect we call them organizations. And we'll make sure the primary contact is filled in correctly here. Let's see. That's fine. We'll actually move ahead with this now. Go to next. And here's contact information for the organization. This is not correct. We won't map these right now, but you should. And I just know that in this spreadsheet we don't have any contact information of this kind. And so I'll go to next. So it mentions here to me that I haven't mapped any of these fields. That's fine. This is a good check on what you're doing. In this case, I know there's some stuff in email, but I won't go back to include it. For now, I'll just leave this as is. But when you're doing this, you'll probably want to check these fields and make sure they're mapped correctly. And it's also worth noting here, you get some additional warnings. And it's interesting, here there's an issue with one of the pick list values. And again, I should probably go back and fix that. But for now, I'll just let it go forward. But in general, you should heed the warnings here as they come up. And I'll hit import now. The import gets started and goes into an import queue, and we'll take a look at that. We'll hit finish. And you can see here that in the import queue, the file that's being uploaded, there's going to be 3 records in it, and its current status is pending, but it's expected to finish any moment. If we refresh this page, and in case you're wondering, you can also find this in setup under monitoring imports. We can see now that it's completed. So if we go to organizations, and let's just search for the organization that we just imported. Sometimes it can take a second for them to get indexed. So we'll go back to the all organizations. We'll look at the ends. Or maybe the T's. And there it is, the Newberry nonprofit. And we can see that it has those 3 contacts connected to it. And so, you know, that was only 3 records, but you can see that you can do this with hundreds or even thousands of records to make your task of importing data much easier.